Hey guys, me again with another YouTube video. I had one earlier today, but unfortunately something happened with the audio. I don't know what exactly, but it kind of just died for some reason. I'm making sure in this video that I do have audio, which is why OBS is still open. It is saying that the mic slash auxiliary is giving a audio level behind it. So hopefully I do in fact have audio coming in. I want to give a few updates before we get into what we're actually going to talk about. So I do have school again Monday and Wednesday. I go in from 8:30 to 9:45 for English 2 or English Composition 2. Starting tomorrow, I go in for philosophy as well as sociology. For the past few weeks, it's just been sociology because my philosophy class is what is considered a flex start class, which means it starts halfway through the semester. It's just for people who are working and don't necessarily have the time like other people do. So the philosophy class starts tomorrow. I'm a little bit nervous. I go in for sociology at 8:30 to 9:45, and then philosophy starts at 10 and doesn't get out until 12:20. The other thing is I have a part-time job that is every day from 2:30 to 6:30, and on weekends I'm usually spending most of the time with my girlfriend. So you guys don't get much of my time anymore. The good news is I'm still working on models. I just don't find the time to like sit down and make YouTube videos for the models. So you can see that the Elcar was finished up the other day. I'm working on getting the Peacekeeper from Black Ops 2, not the Black Ops 3 version, up and running in terms of being built. I have the real life version. I'm using that as reference and then going through and modifying some of the things that I wanted to do in real life but could not do, unfortunately. I'm also working on the Locust Sniper Rifle, kind of the black market version. I still don't know which name I'm going to use for it. I don't know just yet. But it is actually done. We'll go ahead and get a sneak peek of it. So you can see that this is with all the black market attachments. So the stock attachment, the ballistic CPU, the rapid fire, the extended mag, the fast mags, blanked out on the name, the suppressor, which looks like a muzzle brake, which is pretty cool, and then the FMJ attachment as well. The other thing is I went ahead and just gave it like a clear paint scheme because I was messing around with doing a camouflage for it, and the weaponized 115 variant actually came out pretty well in terms of camouflage. I don't know if I'm going to keep that on the final model or not, or just do like an all black version. I really don't know what I'm going to do in terms of like camouflage or anything like that, so we'll see as we go. And then, of course, down here we have the MP5 Master Edition. I'm actually doing fairly okay with that. The upper receiver that I built for it looked pretty bad, so we're probably going to use something different. But the lower receiver looks pretty good, and the lower receiver is what I was trying to really replicate really well. All of that said, this video is not about any of those models. In fact, it is about Christopher Hopman's contest. I completely forgot that the deadline was Friday, I believe, of last week. And he's asking that if we do have something to upload it now so that we can show him. So I have been working on it, and I finished the lower receiver in quotations marks. It's just a few modifications from my original Sig Sawyer MPX. I'm working on getting it up to date with a standard Master Edition build. This is using very old techniques that I really don't use anymore. Most of it was brick built, very little panel pieces going on with it originally. So I've basically just taken and kind of worked with the lower receiver to modify it while keeping structural integrity into a updated version of the model. So this is the lower receiver. This is what I have so far. I still have the upper receiver, and the upper receiver will fit directly on top of this. I just need to modify a few things here and there. The original model didn't have a magazine that went all the way through the mag well up into the receiver itself so that you could see the bullets in the shell ejection port. So I do need to kind of go through the upper receiver, modify that a little bit. A few working features on this that need to be fixed include the bolt catch here, which is a fairly simple. I know how I'm going to do that. which has to come through and modify here. And then this is the ambi side to the bolt catch. I'm going to have to figure out how I can get that to work. I'm thinking just fairly simple, just like it kind of pivots inwards like this. This one was for decoration as well as this one on the original model, but I'm actually going to make those working now. The ambi fire selector is currently unsafe. Semi-auto, full auto, no actual working safety on the inside. I may go through and get one of those up and running. I went with the newer style trigger guard, or the trigger that I do with the curve on it. I switched up the magwell, so now it's all plate built for the most part, and they connect together through the middle here. Or not, they don't connect together. That's my fault. They come together flush so that there's no gap in the middle here. And this allows for a 3-stud wide magazine all the way up to about this position, in which case it narrows down to 2 studs, which I don't see being too big of a problem. I kept the original ambidextrous magazine release. You push on the button here and this side will push out, the magazine drops out. Push on this button here, this side pivots outwards on this pivot point here, and then it drops out as well. So that's how that works. I'm going to have to move this pivot point to the inside because it's currently flawed in a sense, but once I move this pivot point on the inside and you push in on this, that's when it will tilt out like it needs to. Any other changes? I came through and I smoothed out the back portion of this grip. Originally, it was all flat on the back here on this level, so I extended this out by a stud and extended these out by a stud in the front so that it just looks way better because it was not rounded, so it would have been uncomfortable. I'm thinking I might come through and actually make it kind of like a 3-stud with a little bit of plates added on the side because the SIG MPX has just a bunch of weird angles going on with it. I'm going to keep the stock. The stock is pretty much perfect in my opinion. It still has the stock mechanism. The upper receiver, fairly perfect as well. The handguard, I'm debating on changing. I'm going to keep it as the carbine length version instead of doing like the kind of smaller pistol version. I like the carbine length of it, but I think I might also do something where you can like change them out, so smaller to longer and things like that. That's just future plans. So yeah, that's what I have for the 6-hour MPX lower build so far. Of course, as I work on it, more and more features are going to be crammed into this really small area, especially right here. So we can just go through, and this is all built up with plates, fairly simple stuff. I can come through, just kind of delete these out and make it all hollow on the inside so that I can add the working safety, which is fairly simple. It just needs to like drop down in front of the trigger so that you just can't pull it when it's in this position. And then whenever you flip it over, that piece moves so that you can now shoot. That will probably be accomplished using gears because the safety position's back here. So if you were to flip this down, the piece that I would use would have to go up this way through the grip, so clockwise to the screen. But if you use a gear, that will switch the rotation counterclockwise so that it actually works. So that'll be a fun mechanism to figure out and get up and running. And yeah, that's what I have so far. I wish there was a rendered image for the thumbnail of this video, but there isn't going to be because neither LDD POV rate or blue render will work right now with this model, so I cannot do a rendered image. So I think I'll just like take a screenshot right now actually and go with it as the thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. See you guys later in another YouTube video. Thanks so much for watching.